Hello everyone. So, in previous session we studied about deadlock avoidance using safe sequence. Today we are going to learn about deadlock avoidance using resource allocation graph. So, the learning outcome of this session are, at the end of this session, student will be able to elaborate deadlock avoidance mechanism using resource allocation graph. And now, what is deadlock avoidance? As we already know, deadlock avoidance is the state where we wish to secure our system, we wish to avoid our system. So, if we have a resource allocation system with only one instance of each resource type, then we can use a variant of resource allocation graph. We already know the resource allocation graph. Resource allocation graph contains number of processes and resources and its instances. Resource allocation graph contains two edges, assignment edge and request edge. As shown here in this diagram, we have three processes P1, P2 and P3 and three resources R1, R2 and R3. Each have only single instance. Okay. So, this instance of R1 is allocated to process P2 and that is why this edge is called as a assignment edge, where this edge is called as a request edge. Means what? P1 may request resource R1 in near future. Similarly, the resource, one instance of that resource is allocated to process P3. Okay. So, R2 is allocated to process P3 and P3 may request for instance of resource R3 in near future. Okay. So, all these resources have a single instance and these instances are allocated to each process. R3 is allocated to P1, R1 is allocated to P2 and R2 is allocated to P3. Okay. So, this is nothing but the resources are allocated and the near future request is shown by request edge in this diagram. Means P1 may request R1, P2 may request R2 and P3 may request R3. Okay. Already one instances are allocated to each process and they may request another resource in near future. So, here in for resource allocation graph, to avoid a deadlock, along with assignment edge and request edge, one more edge is added, that is called as a claim edge. Okay. So, in addition to the request and assignment edge, there is a new type of edge called as a claim edge. That claim edge is shown by dash line. Okay. So, how this is shown? Now, a claim edge Pi to Rj indicates that process Pi may request resource Rj at some time in the future. Okay. So, here as shown, the P1 to R2 is a claim edge which is shown by dash line. Okay. And here this means P1 to R2 means what? P1 may request resource R2 in near future. So, this is represented as a dash line. When process Pi request a resource Ri, then the claim edge Pi to Ri is converted to the request edge. Okay. So, this claim edge P1 to R2 is a claim edge, but whenever it makes a request, now this is just now it is a claim edge. Right now process has not requested yet, but whenever process makes request for this resource, then this claim edge is converted into request edge. Okay. And then when it is assigned to that process, then that request edge is converted into assignment edge. Okay. So, here process P1 is requesting resource R2. When it request, then P1 to R2 is converted into request edge. So, when resource Rj is released by process Pi, then the assignment edge Rj to Pi is again reconverted to the claim edge, that is Pi to Rj, means it is first converted into request edge, and whenever it is assigned, whenever it uses this resource, when it releases that resource, again the claim edge will be as it is in this diagram. Okay. So, here this is what the claim edge, and the role of claim edge is it shows the future need of the process. So, the resource must be claimed a priori in the system. Okay. Priori in the system means what? Whenever a process, any process starts executing in the system, so if P1, Pi starts executing, all its claim edges must already appear in resource allocation graph. Okay. So, just tell me that in this resource allocation graph, all claim edges are there. Okay. All claim edges are present, all assignment edges will be present, all request edges are also present. Then whenever one of the claim edge is converted into request edge, and if cycle occurs, then can we say the system may enter in deadlock? Yes? Yes. If cycle is there in the resource allocation graph, then we can say that system may enter in deadlock state, and that is why to identify whether that system enters in deadlock state or not after assigning a particular resource to the process, it is necessary to check whether we can allocate that resource to the process, and that is done by resource allocation graph. So, here the claim edge Pi to Rj can be added to the graph if and only if all the edges associated with Pi are claim edges. Okay. So, the claim edge will be added if and only if all the edges are claim edges. Now, suppose process Pi request for resource Rj. Okay. Then the request can be granted only if converting the request edge Pi to Rj to an assignment edge Rj to Pi. But it will be request is granted if and only if that assignment edge does not result in the formation of a cycle in resource allocation graph, and that is called as a cycle detection algorithm. Now, what I am saying, that claim edge is a future, it is a future request by that process. Whenever process makes that request, that claim edge is converted into request edge, and the resource will allocate if and only if, resource will be allocated if and only if that edge, request edge does not form a cycle, and that cycle is identified using cycle detection algorithm. So, how many number of operations are required to detect a cycle in this graph? It will require total n number of square, n square operations to required to detect a cycle in the graph. Okay. So, n is nothing but number of processes in the system. So, if no cycle exists, then allocation of the resource will leave the system in safe state. Obviously, if there is no cycle, then system will be in safe state. If cycle is found, then allocation will put the system in an unsafe state. So, in this case, that process will have to wait for its requested request to be satisfied. Means if cycle founds in the resource allocation graph, then process must wait till its request gets satisfied. Okay. So, this is the example. Here we have two processes P1 and P2 and two resources R1 and R2. Now, how we can apply the resource allocation graph to avoid a deadlock? Now, as shown here, this process P1 may request resource R1. So, this is request edge, P1 to R1 is request edge, P2 to R1 is also request edge. Right now, R1 is not allocated to any of the process. Okay. Only P1 and P2 have made request for R1, and P1 and P2 have claim edge to R2, means in near future P1 or P2 may request for R2, they may request R2. Right now they are requesting R1. Okay. So, here now this is the basic condition. Now, consider that P2 make request for R2. Okay. Now, if P2 make request for R2, though this R2 is free, we cannot allocate this R2 to process P2. Why? Because if we can see here, it may create cycle in the graph. So, here if this claim age means whenever P2 request for R2 and then it will be converted as R2 is allocated to P2, means though this R2 is free, if we allocate this R2 to P2, then it will form a cycle in this resource allocation graph. So, this cycle indicates that the system is in an unsafe state. Okay. So, now suppose if we allocate R2 to P2 and at the same time P1 request R2, okay, and P2 request R1, then if this P1 request R2, then that claim age, this was the claim age, that claim age is now converted into request age. Okay, and now we can see here cycle is present in this resource allocation graph. So, as cycle exists, we can say that this allocation may result in a deadlock state. So, deadlock may occur in the system. Okay. So, this is what about the resource allocation graph. So, this resource allocation graph algorithm is not applicable for a resource allocation system where we have multiple instances of each resource type. Remember that resource allocation graph can be used only for the resources which has a single instance. Okay. So, as we can see here in this diagram, all resources have only single instance, but if we have multiple instances, then this resource allocation graph is not applicable. For multiple instance of each resource type, we have to use banker algorithm, that we are going to see in next session. Okay.